Caitlin Clark just delivered a brutal reality check to ESPN's biased narratives. As the generational rookie shatters historical records, Monica McNutt is forced to concede defeat and admit losing sleep live on air.
Defending her instead of holding down her own team. This is why this goofball needs to be freaking fired immediately. She's a clown.
I don't oppose the hard foul, but I also don't think that she intentionally went for the neck.
Why are you defending Dejanay Carrington? Beyond that, we know you're a bozo. Let's get to this goofball panel.
Dejanay didn't make this play successfully, right? Trying to get a block over the top. It was a very hard foul. Dejanay has made this play successfully so many times throughout her career. No matter what team she has played on, we have seen Dejanay make transition blocks.
Right.
So to me, I understand it was called.
So what? So what? It sounds like you making excuses for Andrea Carter. We've seen her have plenty of dirty plays. Skylar Diggins, Sarah Ashley Barker, all types of stuff. I can name like 5 or 6 of them. What are you talking about here?
A flagrant 2. I wouldn't have been mad if it was called a flagrant 1 because I do think she was
Excusing
making
on-court assaults was already a disaster. But then the unthinkable happened. The toxic fallout exploded into open studio warfare, ambushing ESPN's biggest media icon live on air.
Well,
Yo, why is this woman at this table? She is obviously not qualified for this position. She's got to be a DEI hire. Because I know there were more qualified people, but they must have picked her to reach some quota of the kind of person you want at this table. Because she is stupid. Now, let me watch how I come at her. I don't want to, come too crazy. We got to do this out of love. But notice how the whole crew, everybody was just speaking facts. Caitlin Clark didn't do anything. She didn't say anything. She accidentally ran into the referee. There's no reason this should have been a technical foul. Everybody's glad it was rescinded. And as everybody's on one accord, nodding with each other, invalidating each other's opinions, you got this freaking Grinch over here giving them the death stare. And so Shawty's like, what? What do you want? Why are you looking at me like that? Auntie, yes, I have a friend. His name is...
Stephen A. Smith sound like he's had it up to here. He's had it up to here with Monica McNutt case and all of this stuff. Y'all messing up the ratings at the company now? McNutt case doubles down in protecting Dejanay Carrington, and McNutt case may be on the brink of being done at ESPN in the near future. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Now, before we get to the ratings, let's get the McNutt case doubling down on protecting Dejanay Carrington. They're treating Dejanay Carrington like she's some victim when she knocked off Skylar Diggins' head, Kate Martin's head, pulled Sarah Ashley Barker out the air by her ponytail, eye gouged Caitlin Clark. She's done all type of stuff. Hit Caitlin Clark. She's done all type of stuff. Hit Jessica Shepard upside the head. All types of stuff. Monica McNutt case is still up here defending it. She's still up here defending it. It's ridiculous. And you wonder why the ratings are crashing and you're going to end up losing your job. Stephen A. sees what the hell is going on. Stephen A. Smith is on the complete opposite side of you, by the way, at this point, McNutt case. So you might want to open up your eyes. Check this out.
play itself. What was your reaction to the foul and how it was handled?
I thought that it was handled appropriately, Courtney. It was a hard play. It was a flagrant 2. It cost Dejanay Carrington the rest of the ballgame, which was unfortunate because she was rolling. She was playing terrific ball at this point in the ballgame. Now, mind you, the Chicago Sky are a team that's trying to build and find themselves. So this would have been an incredible opportunity if they were able to keep her on the floor and keep this game.
Well,
Yo, why is this woman at this table? She is obviously not qualified for this position. She's got to be a DEI hire. Because I know there were more qualified people, but they must have picked her to reach some quota of the kind of person you want at this table. Because she is stupid. Now, let me watch how I come at her. I don't want to, come too crazy. We got to do this out of love. But notice how the whole crew, everybody was just speaking facts. Caitlin Clark didn't do anything. She didn't say anything. She accidentally ran.
You know, Courtney, this one has really been causing me to lose a little bit of sleep as of lately. Now, right now, if I had to give the award out today, I'd give it to Asia Wilson. She is the best all-around player in the league, averaging 26 and 9 this year. And the Aces are right there in terms of this overall title hunt. But for those of you that subscribe to the mindset of best player on best team, Olivia Miles absolutely has a case to win this award. I mean, even though we're talking about the Kayla McBride of it all, in the weekend's contest. She also had 13 assists, I believe, in that one, and is setting records of her own as a terrific point guard, dishing the rock to a number of her teammates. Now, in Miles' case, I think there's a conversation about value and player ability on both sides of the floor. And A'ja Wilson, of course, in this conversation is more of a dominant defensive presence, although themselves. So this would have been an incredible opportunity if they were able to keep her on the floor and keep this game close. Now, I will also add to this. When you look at her track record as a player who was a 20...
Here they go with the excuses. Here she goes. The ratings are crashing. Every time you breathe on the airwaves, Monica McNutt, the ratings are dropping.
24 first team defensive selection. She has successfully made these chase down plays previously in her career, which is why Stephanie White said post-game that DiJonai Carrington is always going to defend those sort of open layups and plays. In this particular moment, the play was unsuccessful. It was adjudicated appropriately within the parameters of the game, and unfortunately for her, it cost her the rest of the ball game.
I'm glad that you brought that part up because I know on WNBA Countdown yesterday, you, Shanae Agumake,
A massive sports media meltdown just erupted live on national television, exposing a broadcast panel spiraling completely out of control and a network establishment committing absolute journalistic suicide. In what can only be described as a masterclass in petty resentment and professional incompetence, ESPN analyst Monica McNutt has ignited an explosive uproar across the entire women's basketball world. The drama reached a boiling point when the WNBA League office officially rescinded an egregious technical foul assessed to Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark. While the entire basketball ecosystem breathed a massive sigh of relief at basic fairness finally being restored, McNutt sat on the WNBA Countdown set visibly seething with anger, letting out a dramatic sigh and glaring at her co-hosts with a bitter death stare that immediately went viral across social media for all the wrong reasons. Instead of analyzing the game on the floor with basic objectivity, McNutt embarked on a bizarre personal crusade to justify the bogus whistle. She openly claimed that Clark receives preferential treatment from officials and complained that similar contact during her own college playing days always resulted in swift technical penalties. That bitter, highly defensive reaction exposed the raw insecurity infecting legacy WNBA commentary. When a television analyst allows deep-seated personal grievances to override objective sports coverage, their professional credibility vanishes overnight. Millions of viewers witnessed an analyst visibly distraught simply because a generational rookie was cleared of an unfair penalty, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that legacy broadcast narratives are built on deep-seated resentment rather than basketball merit. This decision to prioritize personal bitterness over journalistic standards has created immense chaos inside Bristol headquarters. This blatant anti-Clark agenda escalated into dangerous territory during a heated panel discussion surrounding Connecticut Sun guard DiJonai Carrington's violent foul on Indiana Fever guard Sophie Cunningham. Rather than condemning a reckless mid-air strike that left Cunningham injured on the hardwood, McNutt and fellow analyst Andrea Carter actively defended the aggressor live on air. The duo laughed off the severity of the hit, insisting it was merely a routine basketball play that warranted nothing more than a simple common foul. That spineless corporate posture triggered an instant firestorm of outrage across the national sports fan base. When major television networks excuse physical hostility against specific athletes, they create a chaotic and unsafe environment where player safety is sacrificed for network PR agendas. The glaring double standards promoted by ESPN's broadcast panel have degenerated into a complete circus. Commentators routinely excuse physical enforcers who target Indiana Fever players while simultaneously scrutinizing Caitlin Clark's every movement under a magnifying glass. When sports networks normalize physical intimidation and attempt to gaslight viewers regarding dirty plays, audience trust completely implodes. Prominent independent analysts quickly called out the panel's hypocrisy, pointing out that if the roles were reversed and Clark had delivered that exact same blow, McNutt would be demanding multi-game suspensions. This weaponized hypocrisy has alienated millions of casual sports fans who tune in for high-level basketball competition rather than toxic identity politics. The internal friction inside ESPN studios escalated into total open warfare during a legendary segment on First Take, where McNutt confronted network icon Stephen A. Smith in a tense, chaotic exchange that left broadcast executives completely stunned. McNutt publicly ambushed Smith on live television, accusing him of failing to leverage his massive media platform to promote the WNBA in previous years, and claiming he only paid attention once Caitlin Clark entered the professional ranks. Stephen A. Smith was visibly shocked by the personal attack on his broadcasting legacy, but the explosive confrontation revealed a far deeper structural collapse within the network. Instead of celebrating the unprecedented viewership numbers and financial boom generated by Clark's arrival, legacy analysts are actively attacking the network's top revenue-generating personalities. Attacking your network's biggest star on live television while overall ratings drop is absolute organizational suicide. Rather than building a sustainable basketball product, McNutt transformed the network's flagship show into a personal batting ground for broadcast grievances. The severe financial consequences of this toxic media narrative have been immediate and catastrophic for ESPN's bottom line. Ratings for WNBA Countdown have plummeted by millions of viewers, while digital clip views on YouTube have crashed to embarrassingly low numbers. Disgusted sports fans are tuning out in droves, voting with their remote controls against legacy commentators who view Caitlin Clark's stardom as a curse rather than a historic blessing. Sports talk radio hosts and independent critics across the country have openly labeled McNutt a DEI hiring choice, whose severe lack of analytical depth is actively destroying network ratings. When a sports media giant bypasses truly qualified basketball analysts to elevate ideologues, the broadcast quality suffers an embarrassing collapse. Major corporate sponsors are taking notice of the drastic ratings decline, and executive patience inside ESPN headquarters in Bristol has reached a critical breaking point. A multi-million-dollar sports operation simply cannot survive when its lead analysts actively alienate 80% of its core viewing audience. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continues to shatter historic records and redefine the WNBA MVP race, leaving her legacy critics in absolute shambles. Despite McNutt's frantic attempts to champion Las Vegas Aces star A'ja Wilson for MVP, Clark's staggering stat lines, averaging historic double-doubles while elevating the Fever into genuine playoff contention, have forced legacy pundits into cornered submission. McNutt even made a shocking confession on First Take, admitting that the intense national MVP debate and Clark's unstoppable rise have been causing her to lose sleep at night. That public confession exposed the ultimate truth. No amount of corporate media spin or bitter commentary can hold back generational greatness. Clark's brilliant court vision, transcendent passing, and clutch logo three-pointers continue to draw record sellout crowds across every arena in North America, reducing legacy media attacks to meaningless background noise. The artificial narrative wall constructed by old guard analysts has completely collapsed under the sheer weight of Clark's performance on the court. With ESPN parent company Disney undergoing aggressive corporate layoffs and budget restructuring, Monica McNutt's position at the network is now on the verge of total termination. As network executives evaluate talent performance strictly on viewership metrics and advertising revenue, McNutt's toxic commentary has transformed her into a massive corporate liability. Even Stephen A. Smith couldn't shield prominent personalities like NFL analyst Ryan Clark when viewership figures declined, meaning McNutt is officially on the executive chopping block. The corporate walls are closing in rapidly as network executives realize that alienating millions of fans for personal agendas is financially unsustainable. The era of corporate gaslighting and identity politics in women's basketball coverage is officially coming to a dramatic end. Sports fans have made their voice crystal clear. They demand objective, high-level basketball analysis rather than bitter resentment directed at the league's biggest superstar. If ESPN hopes to restore its journalistic integrity and save its collapsing ratings, network executives must purge bad faith commentators and fully embrace the sport's historic momentum. So I pose this final question to you, the fans. Should ESPN terminate Monica McNutt immediately to rescue WNBA Countdown ratings? Or has the network already lost all credibility beyond repair? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for our next high-stakes sports breakdown.
Thanks for watching Basketball Central. What do you think about today's story? Do you agree with our take, or do you see it differently? Let us know in the comments. We read them all and love hearing your opinions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Basketball Central, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest WNBA news, breaking stories, and in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.